I don't even know what this tournament is. I see Punk. That's kind of cool. Look at Lariat. Lariat's the dumbest move in the game. Makes the game great. Hi. I'm supposed to be at work in about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I got not a whole lot of sleep, but I did manage to fall asleep, and I did wake up before my alarm, so I actually feel pretty good. Oh, that shitty punish. If your character doesn't have like a beam into a tag, it can be hard to punish a lot of stuff. If you gotta like approach and hit them. But Ultron does have like a beam into a tag, so on damn fault. Every player should be aware of like how they can attack without having a hurt box, because that's super important for punishing like a lot of stuff in this game. Like it's really good if someone's attacking your side character and you just want to get them off your side character. You want to be like, hey, stop attacking my backup. You hit him with your attack with no hurt box. Can be a lot of different stuff. Usually it's projectile. Okay, it's basically always a projectile. That's dead, dude. That's gonna kill. They were wondering aloud. They were like, is this enough? It's like, shut up. Even if he didn't do that, even if he didn't activate the soul until level 3, even just a regular ass Dante would have killed. He could have, without dropping Hager Super, he could have built an extra bar. And then the Dante Super would have comboed from the Hager Super, and that would have been enough between them. Even at like max scaling, 2 supers do enough damage for that. I got a ROM hack here. Oh, look, that was a beam into tag. That's the exact sequence. Ooh, fell out. Not much. I haven't made my video yet today. I'll probably do that after work. It's gonna be Alex. I work early today. I hate, dude, that's the worst. Okay, that shit is it's the worst thing that's legal. I got scheduled to work till 11 p.m. and then the next day I was supposed to be in there at 9:30. That's not even as close as I've had it. I've had it be closer than that. But I hate that shit. Give me 12 hours. Just want 12 hours between when I was just at work and when I need to go back to work. That's a good amount of time. I feel like shit when I get off work and then I just need to be back there in less than 12 hours. But I did manage to sleep. I work at Home Depot. I work retail. It's shitty, but I don't mind it. That was cute. I think in pretty much all the US there are no laws against that. It's just like union stuff. There's like union rules against that. Dude, Home Depot only closes at like 9 or 10. There's hella stalking that happens behind. There's people that literally like. I think the only times there aren't people inside Home Depot are Saturday and Sunday between midnight and 5 a.m. Like there's people inside a Home Depot like 24 hours a day on weekdays. Home Depots are open for like less than 10 hours a week. I mean occupied. Unoccupied. Home Depots are unoccupied for less than 10 hours a week. Like half my work when I got hired, literally half my time was spent after hours doing stocking and a bunch of stuff. I secretly hate it. Well, it's not really a secret. That's how I do it. Every single day I'm there, every single hour I'm there, I think about how I'd rather be somewhere else. That's how I do it. I like acknowledge that my job is pretty good though. It pays not very well, but it's really close to my house and the work is really easy and I'm relatively autonomous there. There's like no one managing me. Look at that box. 4 overheads in a row. But then Hager bit. Make a fighting game. A fighting game's not even the game I'm currently working on. What exactly does that face mean? This guy looks like, I feel like I've seen him in a movie, but he's just some random jack-off. Oh yes, the mummy. I recognize that jacket anywhere. Yes. Must be nice to have a command grab you can combo out of. I don't understand why that's not shared between all grapplers. Just set it to maximum scaling. It'd be nice if fucking... Like, Thor just gets his fat combo after a grab. What up, Joe? Anything better than pizza for breakfast? Shit. To be honest, I really like most, quote, breakfast foods. Like a lot. Cereal? It's pretty good. I saw KBR get smushed by Nemo. I was surprised. I thought KBR would win free. But actually Nemo won free. I was like, huh. I already have someone who will probably do all of my music. It's my brother. He's desperate to do music for a video game. But I might get, 2 people. But he'd probably, he'd probably happily do it all. Sausage? That shit's pretty good. Egg? Literally one of my favorite foods. Let me think. What's some breakfasty ass shit? Pancakes? Top notch. Waffles? Perfect. What are some other breakfast ass things? Coffee? Love it. Breakfast is like the best. Croissants? Perfect. How about grapefruit? You guys ever have grapefruit? Grapefruit like would be like a 9 out of 10 fruit if you could eat it in a fucking sensible way. But it's so hard to eat, it goes down to like 6 out of 10. Where's my marble? Power Stone, Venom, Dorm. This is my shit. Fucking Soulstone, Venom, Spider-Man, that's also my shit. But that team on the left is like amazing. Love that team. Never seen Dorm Power, but on paper it sounds really nice. Venom Power is strong as fuck. Venom Dorm is strong as fuck. So I think that team is pretty cool. That's like a super cool team. I'm down with this. I get hype when I see certain teams in this game. I get more excited to watch this than like any other game. That was pretty cool. I thought it was going to combo in some weird way, but it was just a reset. But once I saw the reset, I was like, whoa, that was loud. Damn it, Term. Turn completely fucking bodied me in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And that was like my first time playing the game. And then several of my earlier times playing the game. And I was like, I want to get good at this game. I want to be able to smush turn. I want to be able to beat turn up. And I had exactly one set where I beat turn and then he quit the game forever. I worked hard to get better too. Venom's one of my favorite characters in this game. If the DLC keeps going, which I don't know if it will or not, I'm curious to see how it goes, since the DLC... In this game, the DLC are already like my favorite characters. And in... I would go that far. There are a lot of cool characters in this game. And since I generally like the DLC more in Street Fighter V than I like the base cast. I really do like this game a lot, though. I really do like the base systems of this game more than Street Fighter V. Like a lot more. One of these days I'll see someone use Power Stone correctly. Power Storm correctly. And it'll be a fucking... It'll be a sight to behold. It'll be like, whoa. That was a shit position. That was like a bad activate. But I don't blame him for was airborne for doing that activate, because it's stressful having one character when you're sitting on Soulstone, because it's like, if I don't activate this now I could die. I fell out. But he had a guaranteed punish, like an easy one. Hi. You're in such a good position there. Especially Spider-Man. Spider-Man can actually punish incoming. Very few characters can. Spider-Man has a fast enough jab that if you tag in, if you've got an unsafe character and you tag in, Spider-Man can hit them before they can block. This should kill. It's like no damage here, but I think it's still enough. I don't know. Yeah, it was enough. He had such little health, it had to kill. But it is quite alarming how much damage you lose.
difficult to navigate that, especially if you're very alert. Like Angelic is a very aware player. He's very rushdown heavy, but he is not thoughtless. So when he does switch it up and has something with a big active hitbox like that, it's very hard to get around. Regardless, it is 1-1. Angelic is doing a pretty fair job right now. Trap heading right over to it. Angelic now starting to approach more aggressively, but he might have got caught. No. The active switcheroo. It can be really hard to try to keep characters on lockdown when you can switch like that, especially with a character like Dormammu. As I mentioned, he just occupies so much space that he's not at. Oh my goodness. Airborne is just off center right now. He's been missing by pixels time and again, and Angelic has been filling in those gaps.
Honestly, if you think about it a little bit, Alex is really, really hard to balance. His special moves, there's no middle ground with his special moves. That's probably going to work. Yep. Oh. Didn't hit Spider-Man at all. I thought I could have hit him on his incoming. Like, Stomp being too good and too bad is like, you know, if it's safe, it gives him a pretty free approach. And if it's unsafe, it's borderline unusable because you can't combo into it. The jump grab, if you can neutral jump to get a full combo punish, it's like horrible. If you can't neutral jump to get a full combo punish, then it's like incredible. I mean, there's a lot of quality of life stuff they should have done with Alex. Like, he should have a really consistent anti-air that isn't shit. I hear that Crouch Fierce is better now than it was, which is nice, I guess. Honestly, you know what they should have done? It's pretty fucking obvious. They should have just made knee what's it? The knee shot. Knee air raid, whatever bullshit. The air raid's the stomp. They should have made the knee upper body invincible. Easy set. Like Laura hard elbow. Alex should have been like that with his knee. Oh, but there's some other stuff about Alex. It's because of his movement. His movement is also something that's either too good or too bad, and there's no middle ground. If Alex's mix-up is super solid, which right now it's like actually probably, I don't know. It's not horrible. It's a better mix-up than a lot of characters, by the presence of a command grab alone. If he can get in for free, then he's really, really strong with that mix-up, and if he can't get in for free, then, you know, having a bad mix-up sucks. They could make his mix-up better, and he would become a better character. Like, better designed. Or they could just let him approach a little easier, and that would also make him better designed. You know what I'd kind of like them to do to Alex? I'd like them to just make the knee upper body. I'd like them... Okay, this is what I want. This is how they should have done Alex. Okay, I'm going to fix Alex right now by myself. EX knee hits people on the ground in Street Fighter 3. They don't need to be airborne. It'll hit them on the ground. All versions of knee should have been invincible, but the EX one should have been the only one that hit grounded opponents. So basically, maybe he could use it like Armika, EX Shooting Peach. Or not EX Shooting Peach, the other one, EX Wingless Airplane. So he could like dodge attacks with the invincibility, but then there's a recovery at the end, so like most characters could still punish it. But if it's EX, like it actually has a hitbox, so you can like beat stuff with it on the ground. Because that's the closest... If they were going to make any attack a reversal of Alex's attacks, it should have been that one. It should have been fucking... It should have been knee. Imagine if it just hit on the way up and it had like 5 frame startup and it has, you know, it costs an EX to do to hit a grounded opponent. That would be the correct... That would be a good reversal. And then they could make EX... They could make a EX slash elbow. They could make that move not shit. Right now it's like -10 or whatever. If it didn't have it, like they could just take away its armor or whatever, and just have it like as an approach tool that with a good hitbox and good speed that covers like half screen is like -2. More than half screen. Honestly, they could have it still have armor, and it would probably still be fair.
Not sure.
There's no reason to remove the armor from it.
That's what I.
Let him still punish fireballs and shit.
Oh, but airborne just mixed up organically.
But it should be safe.
Then gets whipped by the thorns.
Probably.
Quite over yet. But Angelic knows he
Safe at
just
minus.
gotta block in the super one time.
Cost of R.
Has to activate and it catches. Wait. He's gotta stay right on top of Angelic though. He cannot let him activate super at any
Imagine
point.
that. Imagine Alex if he could do, like, Lariat towards
One
Fierce,
last
and then he could just do Stand Strong,
fire.
and then he could just do,
Flare blast.
um, whether, like, if the Lariat was blocked, he could do Stand Strong at the EX/elbow, and whether it hit or blocked, it's a frame trap, so, a decent number of people are just going to eat the Stand Strong, trying to escape command grabs and whatever. If it hits, Alex knocks over and does good damage and gets good corner carry. And if it doesn't, if it's blocked, Alex is minus, but he spent the bar and he stayed in.
Yeah.
And
But that one was he chose not to use it during that sequence. Yeah, that's something that sometimes people will just they get a hit with one character or they get hit with one character and just hold tags.
they did Alex's special moves wrong.
Yeah. Oh
And
wow.
the input overlap, excuse me, with Alex's V reversal and his EX/elbow would be a lot more manageable if EX/elbow wasn't massively unsafe. No, but Alex is a character who could become broken without too much effort.
Yep.
Alex wouldn't actually take that many changes. Is that Nemoson?
Still playing. And the winner crowd just going on. Yes. Angelic immediately putting up the stop sign. So sorry. He says you must relax and allow me to enjoy my spaces. Angelic is looking mighty fresh right now.
Maybe not. Oof.
Looking really strong right now for Angelic. Huge life
Isn't
orb.
that Nemo's team?
Orb goes down without him really affecting any change in the matchup whatsoever. Full reality storm, but even though I think reality storm does well to act as a second
This
character,
must secretly be
it's
Nemo.
definitely not a comeback factor in the way that a space storm can be, or even a power storm just in the raw damage.
Neat. Can this kill? I don't think so.
Angelic right now layering on the
Oh,
damage.
it might.
Go for the full thing to get the kill.
Oh, it did. Venom can't, like, Venom picking up combos is really strong.
No, it's one of them. You gotta
Nemo played, like, every Marvel game, I think.
still on the same side, but Nemo is 1-1. Or it's 1-0 actually. It's 1-0 Angelic. There we go. My man Nova over here on the board.
Angelic's mad good,
But you got
but I
two
love
more.
this team.
There we go.
This team is so cool. The Power Stone then just immediately tags. If you Power Stone and tag straight away, your incoming character will bump the opponent before the opponent can hit the wall, and then you keep your wall
I
bounce.
would have said it's a lot harder for Venom than Angelic's making it look. Because with Power Surge, you see the bust out super right there. He's actually stopped Nemo from locking his character down at all. Like every time Nemo has tried to either enforce pressure
Well, the incoming character can cause a wall bounce too.
Mamu, it's
So you've
not
got to have the incoming character bump the opponent, and then have the incoming character attack before the opponent flies.
He's in the corner. Oh, holding up. Wow. That was a funky conversion. And it looked like Nemo just knew the counter was coming. He already was reality surging before the counter came through. Ooh.
An active Discord for PC players. I'm a member of a Marvel
One
Discord,
point.
but I never ever open it even.
Angelic's doing a good job of stepping away. Just getting harassed. Wait on the super.
It
He
feels weird seeing Reality Storm.
got caught by the corner. Hold up.
Feels weird seeing Reality in general. That's gonna fall out, isn't it? Yeah, he got the wrong. One of the characters bounced out.
Continues the birthday?
When
Wow.
you drop your combo
Now
into level 3,
Angelic is in the level
and
3.
then you pick up the same ass combo into level 3.
All about my Centurion adventure. Get out of my way. Now Venom is going to have to lose all that.
Power is mad good, but
Man,
it's not super comeback friendly.
precise. Even with the huge scaling on it still. Alright, so we 1-1 now.
It's like really easy to get a lead with Power Storm,
Nice
with Power
little
Stone,
comeback right there. Makes
with
it feel
both.
like a happy birthday.
It's really easy to just kill a character early game.
Last time I saw that was at the very first term in SCR.
It's like an early dominant stone.
I think it was, yeah, because like between counter switches and like active switching, one character on the opponent team would always get
I'm not like an expert on Guilty Gear, but every single Guilty Gear game I've seen, there are like 2 billion Johnny players. Is he like a consistent high tier? Or do people just love him?
Stay right there. You're gonna eat this mix up. Good
All I
job.
know is he has Dante normals and he throws coins at people.
I don't know, but it's so fast. It's very accurate. He really focused on the movement. Oh my! Hits the glass. The fundamental stone in full effect. He said, "I don't care about nothing. I'm just gonna do this power stone right now and blow everybody up." Aura is definitely going in and out. That level he does not play around. Takes no prisoners. Wait, wait.
Oh, alive.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to people surviving that level.
That was like no chip.
Very poor chip on that
He
Vintage.
probably should have. Oh, still killed her. That was smart.
Well,
Whenever someone tags, their character is always left on the screen for a little bit, no matter how they do it.
oh yes, and
And
level
if you
4
can find some way to safely attack that character, this could do a shit ton.
in the air like that. Level 4 javelin.
This won't kill, but it'll be close if he does the full combo.
I think he's actually gonna. No, no, no.
Okay, he didn't, or maybe he just fucked it up.
Full combo. Did he block? Oh no, he didn't block. I would have gotten a hit as well. That's what I was saying. Ooh, catch off the glass. That's the fundamental stone. You know, like when you can't dunk, your basketball coach tell you what to do. Lay it up off the glass, right? That's that power surge. Every time it hits you. Yes, Team Duncan right there. Put it off the glass. Do the flip, side step, lay it up. That's it. It looks boring, but it's effective. Definitely effective. All right, now you go. So 2-1 puts up right top eight. Bucket. There we go. I think Nemo can
It's
expand
probably
on that.
Nemo's first time ever seeing a Venom. He's probably like, who is this?
On screen, but talk about it. Those movements have been so precise. Like you don't see him moving a lot, but he's always in just the right place.
Nasty.
He's getting up out of there. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That Power Stone directly over someone's head. Power Stone has like a hitbox that arcs under you.
Gently off the
It's
reality
like
stone.
in front of you, it's a bit taller than you, and it goes like directly below you. And that directly below you is the most abusable part of it.
Low. Wow.
Because it lets you attack at an angle where you can't normally attack and where people basically want to hit buttons against you,
That was an interesting
but your button just beats theirs. And yours leads to a 6k combo.
dude. Nice. 2-8.
Meterless
Now,
Power Stone combos actually do 5 to 6k.
mix up again.
And also, just about every combo can turn into a Power Surge combo. That's one of the nice things about Power Surge. That's one of the main mistakes people make when using Power Surge, actually.
So much.
Look at that! That's just... Whoa,
Ooh,
dropped it.
okay. Okay, see,
He had to do that into Surge.
definitely got some dunk combos when using the power storm, but unfortunately, because of the super, it
And then he could have gotten level 3. That was a bad drop.
so good to get out
I
of
wonder
it.
if that was a mistake or he just brain farted.
Not get hit with the dragon
I
breath.
wonder if he was thinking the same combo route I was, rather. Or if he had some other plan.
Wow, that's a rapid hurt. Free storm or free spells now for Angelic. You can sit down a bit. Rose Garden.
Good ass block. I like how he got the block and then he fucking activated.
Yeah, that's great. Definitely
Got
going
him.
in.
Comboed into the bump, which has lots and lots of hits done regardless of scaling.
To do at the end of this combo, he's gonna go for damage or Oki.
This he's gonna go for Oki.
Hits the bar, yes.
That was weird. He didn't go for anything.
I agree
That's
with that.
punishable.
I mean, he has the game locked.
This is over.
Kind of reset the situation and look for the hit. There you go. Very clean. Good job.
Nemo did like 3 really unsafe things in a row.
Actually, let me be right now. Insane. You want to
Trying to get an Aaron hit.
the faithful. Combo
This
four.
looks like oh, it's still Kevin.
Here.
I was gonna say there's like 2 big Hawkeye players
Yeah, man. He's only getting
in this
power.
area.
Oh
It's like
man,
Havoc
power
Viper and
combo.
there's Dual Kevin.
First thing he does, straight up power. Get gassed by the fundamental stone.
This team is actually mad good, I feel. Secretly good team.
Oh, I was gonna say he's been looking for
Dante doesn't seem like he would be like good on like
I don't care how clean you
like
are, you
a
still gotta have fundamental.
neutral full screen kind of team. But that's kind of the idea.
Merge with Saki.
Is as long as Hawkeye's on the screen, it's a neutral full screen kind of team. But then Dante can come in and get like fat, stupid conversions.
That combo a lot. He does not like that. That range has not been good to him. Wait a minute, Kevin is playing
This
Space
whole
Storm?
team only kind of works.
Really plays it. Huh. Oh no, no, I got confused by Side again.
Hawkeye can't really abuse Space Storm at all. So you rely on like if either character dies, you become significantly weaker in some area.
For that to be immediate, you're gonna get yup into the storm. Easy choice right there for Kevin.
I think Hawkeye is really good, but Hawkeye's got to be one of the worst characters once he's got you in the box. It's not really any worse than just fighting Hawkeye in general. The Space Surge for Hawkeye is actually pretty good because of that tick tick boom fucking arrow. You can just set it in front of them and it lasts for a while, and then you can, anti-hit them if they jump and whatever. But if they do anything at all, that's not just like eat hits. If they do anything except blocking, you can pull them into the tick tick boom arrow and then get a full combo. How many jumps does Dante have? Shit. That was just regular ass Dante. That looked like 3, but maybe it was just 2 and he touched the ground. I know you can touch the ground and hold up. On Rose Garden, Bed of Thorns, whatever it's called. Like, you have to land for a certain number of frames before you actually have to start blocking. Probably landed and jumped right away. Oh, he dropped a poison arrow before his tag, and that made it so Dante couldn't come in attacking. That might trade, yeah. Venom's invincible while moving, but he doesn't attack instantly once he finishes moving, and he's fully vulnerable then. So if there's like some beam filling the screen, or like some incoming projectile or something like that, Venom could just eat it. Oh, he fell. Oh, that's unfortunate. He moved too far when incoming. What was he doing? That wasn't even like Dante player's fault. That was just 2 characters. Your combo routes fuck up if you're fighting 2 characters depending on what kind of routes you're doing. And that's like Dante's main conversion route there. He probably still could have picked it up, but not with that sequence. And that's the sequence that most people would be ready to do. Dormammu's not shit solo, but a lot of his attacks are actually pretty slow if they're not covered by a tag. Angelic's team kind of sucks if either character dies, but that's this game. But I would say both of his characters are not too great solo. Remember when Dormammu was top 1? Okay, he was never top 1. But remember when he was like the most successful character at tournaments? After Dante. And then all these Rocket Raccoon players started jumping up and out of nowhere. I mean, both those characters are slow as hell. You can really make any pair of characters work in this game, if you try. But both those characters are slow as hell. It's like 2 of the slowest characters in the whole game. One of the cool things about Monster Hunter is that she she can pick up some cool conversions because she can bring someone in the sky to the ground, which is a fairly rare trait in this game. Strider can do it too with his what's it, the grid dive kick, Vajra or whatever. But like Monster Hunter arrows will like no matter, even if the scaling's pretty high, they'll take someone super high in the air and then bring them all the way to the ground. A fast character? I don't know. Like most of the characters in this game are of like pretty high speed. That would have been helpful. Anyway, I don't think that helps Thor at all. And Thor has like one of the best mix-ups in the game, but Monster Hunter's mix-up is not horrible. It might be a little horrible. Monster Hunter relies a lot on tag as well. Both of them have nice slow overheads, and then you can tag and then do like a simultaneous low. Be annoying like that. Nice. Oh, I didn't combo. Who are some actual zippy as fuck characters? Strider's quite zippy. Spider-Man is extremely zippy. Chun-Li is maybe the zippiest character in the game. Let me think. Who's a zippy fucker? I don't know if I'd call Rocket zippy, but he does have some kind of nice movement options. Dante's just a bit zippy. He can like attack, he can instead of... He's got big dumb hitboxes. Stinger goes mad far. Other characters need to zip closer. Most characters are like fast enough. Most characters can cover the entire length of the screen in like half a second or less. Fairly easily. Like a third of a second or less. It's like the outliers who can't do that. Like fucking Hager slowly creeping over. Even Hager with perfect wave dashing moves pretty fast. Perfect wave dashing just makes you fast in general. But the problem is wave dashing, like, that is movement. That'll let you pick up combos. But there's no hitboxes during wave dashing. There are a lot of characters who can, like, zip around and have hitboxes up. Like, literally anyone with flight. Or just air dashes. Ultron can zip closer to you while swinging out a fucking fat-ass jump fierce. Characters like Thor can either be fast or they can be... Well, Thor can't really be fast at all. Monster Hunter really either. But a lot of the slow characters can either be fast or they can have hitboxes, but not both. Isn't it funny how literally every character with a bow in all video games has a triple shot and a poison shot? Literally all of them. Name a single character in a video game who has a bow and like both special moves, but doesn't have both of those.
Okay.
Every single MMO with an archer has triple shot and fucking poison shot. Every fucking game, action game, beat 'em up. You know, I don't think you can do. Is there any sort of way to do like triple shots in Skyrim? You can shoot poison arrows in Skyrim, can't you? Aren't poison arrows like an item? Hmm. Link doesn't have poison. Shit, Link doesn't have triple shot either.
Okay, 2 years out. I'm back now. Rejoin society, the real world. We're here.
That's a good example. Link is a really good example.
Ooh, the reflector to the combo.
Link doesn't. I guess Link has like elemental arrows and that's it. Link's a fairly realistic take on a bow. Apart from like shooting arrows that's light stuff on fire. I've been meaning to play Dragon's Crown forever. It's like a beat 'em up, right? With like 6 playable characters. It looked fun, and I was kind of following it just a little bit when it was coming out, and then it came out and I didn't pick it up on anything. I don't even know what it's on. I could figure that out in like 2 seconds. What do you really do with an archer? That's the problem. Like, what actually do you do with an archer character? How do you devise archer special moves? There's like nothing to do. You've got to do shit like ice arrow and fucking poison arrow. Triple shot. There's nothing else to do. You know what I'd really like in a game is I want like an archer who fires like an arrow with like a rope tied to it, and then they can like pull the opponent over or some shit. 14th daughter foo. They got a whole fucking family. Such a really smart punish. He didn't complete though. Hager was in the way. I want like fucking Shades of Scorpion with my archer. Yup. These are the attacks that all archers have. Because there's literally nothing else to do. I just can't see Hager doing anything right now. Like, even a perfectly played Hager. What's he supposed to do here? What actually is he supposed to do? I don't even know. What's the correct approach? What's the universal approach to fucking Hawkeye? How do you break this? Ah, yes, outweight it. That was it. That was the correct approach. Wait for Dante to come in. Dante's voice when he's Devil Trigger. Yup. It's so easy for Hawkeye to cover your other character. Hawkeye's cool. Hawkeye's pretty good. I don't know if he's like top 5 or anything, but I've seen a lot of people have success with Hawkeye lately. Hawkeye's not even that bad of a solo character, but he's amazing support for anyone.
Try to hit him with that standing round. Pin.
Does seem like that crazy dance cancel a lot. Ooh, a good class hold. She comes off the nose.
Hit the wrong character.
Exhausting every option, but there's an arrow for that. There's an arrow for everything.
Yo, man,
I thought it was Doom who supported everyone.
right now, but Abba is catching arrows and ass right now. This is pretty rough.
Should have kept fucking Dante in. Get Dante back in. Holy shit. There you go.
Oh wow. Oof.
Yum. This should kill.
Oh, it's so fast.
He'll build his third bar and
See the
that's
laser?
fine.
See how perfectly placed those
He had like 500 combo routes that were gonna kill there.
round out. Well, yo, that's so the
Spider,
thing is, I don't know if you guys have that's forward.
but
It's kind of
instead
like
of going,
do like the out.
Strider Winter Soldier? That is mad cool.
Alright, let's get it ready.
ready. Game one.
Point Strider. I don't feel like I see that often. I feel like most people who run Strider run him as the backup character.
I swear I would play Strider just because of that.
Strider's damage is not too hot, but his neutral is pretty good. Really good. And his movement is extremely good. And his ability to convert is quite good. Strider's like overall a very strong character.
There's a lot of webs and
Tricky.
shenanigans.
Depending on the range, that might be a cross-up or not.
Season right now. Hold up.
He's been putting in work. He actually beat Dual Kevin and put him in musings last time they played. I got him.
Man, these men are swinging off of Wakanda buildings right now.
Lucky though.
Hyper hop those. Oh,
Yeah, this character is one of the best solo characters in the whole game, from what I can tell.
Oh, I like it.
Winter Soldier.
He's from Airborne very much right now, and
That automatically makes someone good in any team.
onside. Direct hits. Down the sights. Oh, it's been a shot.
Ooh.
started. And the guns are at such a height that even if you just try to do something or
Nice. The throw was good there. Oh, it dropped.
Heads up, throwing grenades. Yo, who does Captain Winter Soldier think he is, yo? Heads up, he's talking. He's letting him know that there's stuff coming. Down the sights.
I had to call that bomb burb.
Oh, nice block.
I had to play this game in order to call that bomb burb.
brave for Airborne though.
I'm too busy with soccer right now to play this game.
Alpha would be pretty annoying, but he just so.
He got him. I wasn't expecting to get him. Dirty. He can't kill, I don't think, either character right now.
My man is getting jumped on like Spider-Man jumping.
He might. No, Venom doesn't have a good thing to do here.
Ooh, what we got there?
Venom didn't have a super that would hit both. He needed a super to hit both in order to potentially kill Winter Soldier. Venom's only super that hits both is the fucking Venom Bite or whatever. And that does like no damage on a cornered opponent.
Watch when he activates it. Yeah, he is stressed. Because he's trapped, but he does no big damage.
Yeah.
He said, shoot this man. Oh, nice run. Flag. Oh, flag.
Nice blocking.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Venom actually could have attacked there because of the body covering him. Might hit. Nope. Why is this still a thing that could happen? I thought this was over like twice. Got him. That was a throw punish. This should kill. He had to do that to be 100%. He probably could have just done a web throw. Probably didn't need the super. But I don't blame him one bit for going for it. He's got the full Soul Storm. I like keeping Spider-Man in. If Spider-Man Strider has no combos from throw. If Spider-Man dies, he can just trigger stone. But if Venom dies, the Storm is a liability. He should definitely keep Spidey in. It's much better for Spidey to die. Dropped it. If Venom dies, he could lose. Because if Spider-Man would be the point character during the Soul Storm, and if Spider-Man died, the storm would instantly end.
Uncle Oogly. That's how Venom's supposed to look. With Spider-Man being all heroic. That man is an icon. We killed those deserving. He say air porn. Guys, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a slight itis mode. I just ate like a rabbit. I ate straight lettuce and grilled chicken. God damn it. My life is terrible. Brackets.
Dang.
Brackets. They're in losers brackets.
Oh, so the winner of this has to fight against Justin Wong. So this loser side has been vicious already. But
Damn,
that air to air. Ooh.
My man Static Alpha said, you know what? I'm gonna need a character with a box jump and some tools and utility. I can't just
Grim is very combo friendly, but you would think it would be a lot more strong than it is. It looks like a move that does a shit ton of damage, but it does like 800. It's not a tiny amount, but you know, if you're doing like a 2-character thing, and your one character is like a lockdown super, and you've got just Strider and just picking up damage, it's actually fairly slow damage to do repeated grams.
down ass white. Killer B.
They don't do that good of damage compared to like the startup.
All the taunt, all the Richard.
So like
I would have stolen two.
putting a bunch of grams in a combo actually doesn't make it significantly stronger. Oof.
Oof! My man stuck a web up his ass.
Yeah, out of range. But the soul surge.
Grim is still a really important move for Strider. It's cool because it gives him, it's like way better at picking up certain things that he needs help on picking up, but it doesn't make him like significantly better in neutral or anything. It's like a special move basically designed to pick up combos. Wow, you went straight for the level 3. That was smart. Good lord. That level 3 is, I don't know if the level 3 itself is weak as hell, or just Spider-Man, Strider's combos are low damage in general.
Small gap there. Trying to keep some pressure going. It's okay. We can
But the damage I can find for like every other character I play is like 1,000 higher than Strider. For like my level 3 stuff. Losing 1,000 damage is quite a lot in a game where that's like, you know, 10% of your health bar.
Are they?
Yes, 822
Oh my
now.
goodness. Oh, I'm gonna put on a
Keep it
show.
up, y'all.
Like the strongest Power Storm, not Power Storm, the strongest Strider combos I can find are usually like 7.5k in that territory.
Every time
The full conversion kind of stuff for a short or long combo.
audio mods or something, then all you
And then with like Cap or like Iron Man or even like Chun-Li, I can find like 8.5 stuff.
think the max. I'm a freaking jerk. There's no reason for me to do it, but I do it. You know why? Because I know you guys like it. I love doing it. Imagine he just flips it and just starts talking Spanish. He's like, "That's Torino, papi."
I don't know if he can really be compared to Virgil in a game where when he was present in the only game Virgil was in.
I don't know what art is. All right, let's get it. Let me stop talking about this.
He is like a Virgil though. He's definitely like a Chip.
Just block this noggin. Oh, where you zipping to? There's no buildings up there, Peter.
Chip jumps 3 times, right? There you go. Automatic Strider.
Hey, Peter.
I'm not even sure if fucking Strider jumps 3 times. He doesn't, I don't think. Pretty sure he doesn't. No, if he had 3 jumps, I would do 3 jump air combos. He doesn't. He can do like wall jump. He can do like jump, double jump, wall jump. Jump, wall jump, double jump. You used to be able to do jump, double jump, wall jump, double jump, but they took that out. It's not fair.
And a bang! Yo, I promise you guys I'm not litty. I promise you guys I'm not litty. I'm chilling right now. My endorphins
Oh, Spider-Man combos are so cool.
and I'm just starting to begin to swell.
was a weird time to break a combo.
And it's so much mercy.
And now this is gonna kill.
You gotta peep with
And now he's in a pretty bad spot.
round right here.
I would actually consider, if I was airborne, activating.
Airborne bust that.
He chose not to, and I appreciate that. But it wasn't that bad of a play.
I will serve a fat Ultron to that airborne, son.
If he activated, he could kill Dante and then never have to worry about Strider. And even if he lost a character, by the time he lost the character, he still would have been at like 70% Soulstorm. Since he hasn't gotten the 50 yet.
Instead of an overhead, your overhead got hit with an instant attack.
It was a pretty good play there to activate. He probably should have done it.
Oh,
But it's okay that he didn't.
Prince of Tennis.
I like that everyone's noticing it's starting to reflect back though.
Ooh. That hit him like straight down.
Kirby, you know when you inhale the spiky enemy from Kirby? That's what it turns into, whatever that attack is. I think that's a jump here, so I'm not too sure. Damn, son.
That was a good punish. Solo, Spider-Man, Solo Venom versus Solo Strider. I might actually like Strider here, even given the health difference, especially once an activate happens. Ooh, that was it. He could have killed with that. If he can just call a bird, there you go, that works. No, that actually doesn't work. Take it back. I was gonna say call a bird, call a fucking doggo, and then activate. That was super smart. I didn't think that would punish it, it did. He probably should have covered himself. I don't know if a bird and a doggo would have actually covered that. I think they would have, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, who won that one? My man Art. Living like a boss. You know what Art's doing right now? Man is drinking a brew. Man is drinking a brew. Yeah, yeah, I have definitely been chilling. It's been good.
I respect anyone who runs Kennen teams.
Yo, when Venom ducks and he put his hands on the ground, he looked like Donkey Kong.
Oh, that was cool. Drop the ender though.
Pretty random, yeah.
Combo wasn't done.
Man is swinging that sword, boy. The rebellion. He's swinging rebellion. Talk to him. Yo, I want to see more grand.
Bajra seems like it'd be pretty good against these two characters, but he actually hasn't had that much success with it.
Magical.
Tricky.
Correct.
Strider's pretty good. It's better than mine. There's the Vajra. Vajra uses up your ground bounce, which is horrible for solo, but fortunately you restore your ground bounce once you tag. Characters have a separate ground bounce.
Send him the telegram for Strider, please. Oh.
Ooh. He had a combo if he started with a light, but he started with a light kick instead of a light punch. Venom combos are pretty strong. Oh, it dropped. That's a hard route. Slow ass web. That probably comboed on Spidey. No, I didn't. The way these two play, it's like the only time they're ever near each other. They're coming at each other with like these fat ass hitboxes. And then all of a sudden they're half screen again. It's good play. That's good movement for Spidey. What the hell was that? Was that a Graham? I don't know what sent him flying like that. Had to be a Graham. That's like the only thing Strider has that shoots the opponent across the screen like that. Yeah, that was a better thing that Strider could have done there. This can't do that much damage. That was like the right route, but that drops one character. That was weird. He should probably activate. He should definitely activate. Yeah, he did. That was the right play.
Yo, good block. Not that time.
He had to do that. If his opponent activated, his opponent could have killed Spider-Man, or Venom, and then he wouldn't have been able to activate as long as the storm was still going.
And they play all the time I got left. What is it? What about that?
Justin. I haven't seen this man in a while.
Fox?
I feel like he used to be at every single tournament.
Go survive.
Now he's only at like one in a while.
Yo,
He's out there living life or whatever, seeing the world. He's already made it.
Here we go, more Spidey on the scene.
Wonder how much money Justin Wong has.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
He said, what the hell's a Capcom? I'm in here, Marvel, baby.
Okay. Like the Asian plays, laying down the traps. Oh, he's in. He's in.
That active switch pushed up not only away from the reality stone, but gets rid of it. It gets a heavy boo-boo.
Yeah,
Boo-boo.
that's cute damage. That's nice damage. Nothing too crazy. Justin still in there, but right trap had comp switch. Ooh, the trade.
I remember when Justin Wong was like the only guy in the whole FGC who had a Wikipedia article.
It does. Absolutely, positively, it connects. No, not
Justin Wong is like still 16 somehow.
the funniest.
Justin Wong turned 16 and he stopped aging. That's why he can't drive.
Brad. Oh, man. Ends up getting small on.
How could Justin Wong not drive? Shit, he fucking lived his entire life in an arcade and you telling me he's never played a racing game?
Oh, he just got caught by the web ball. Trap's still there. Okay.
Maybe he like treats real cars like they're fucking driving games.
I love that string from over the
And that's why he can't drive.
Magic series. So far, good. Hombre de araña. El hombre de araña.
Yep, gotta move to super side. Oh, he's done. He's okay. Yeah.
Damn.
Full life this after that. You have to wait for him to survive this.
I might watch that.
What's his name said? All the time. That streak's so good.
Driving is like almost video games.
Oh, wait a minute. He got so.
Live.
He got so. He brought back.
That was like the wrong ender anyway. Why didn't you do a level 3?
Apple. Vision. Spider. Level 3.
Hi. SFL Brave, I feel like I've seen that name but not in a while. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Setup always helps with that super. Yes, it does. Hit 3. Look at this 63.
Everywhere.
All
All
around.
purpose. All purpose. It's my chip, but get off of me. Oh, what a lazy ass.
Hey,
It was a. It was a fish.
Damn, someone with the name Initial D Volvo coming in to fucking light up someone's driving.
I'm not gonna say lazy. That was a fish.
Initial D's a pretty good series.
let's see where we're at. Looks like Huck and Nemo wait.
And he won't wax that ass. I mean, he won't way better player. Originally, right to have a.
And so the winner of this plays against Eric Dulles. So
Justin Wong's team is so great.
very good.
Justin Wong's team is neutral is the only thing that matters.
Ooh. All over
That's like that's the statement being made by this team. If you have neutral, you have everything. The team. Reality Stone too.
Oh, the better one is jump that.
Even after the nerf, it's still probably the best. It's the most helpful stone for neutral. That was cool. Justin Wong's team is I have to be able to move well. He got like the 2 best movers in the whole game.
How hard is he gonna stream? He streams pretty loud. Yo. He's gonna be a pop-up.
I could see Justin Wong being a scripted ass video like that.
Look what Justin do.
Justin's whole life is scripted. Justin Wong is Hollywood as fuck.
Abbott. Abbott did it.
for that.
Hey, bro. Yeah. He got it busy.
Prevent the soul stone with the storm.
Oh,
Dirty.
yeah.
He can get a level 3 from this. Oh, that was the wrong route maybe. I don't know what the hell the right route would have been. As soon as the soul, yeah, now he can activate. This is now hard, but not impossible. Alright, now it might be impossible. If he can kill Spider-Man, he's okay. That's not enough.
Actually, wait a minute.
I don't know if that's gonna kill.
Is that gonna kill? I don't think so. Is
I think it is. I think it is. I think it is. Wow, Spider-Man is weak.
This is like possible, but it's shitty. Oh, okay. Now it's like fair. Ignore the health, it's literally fair.
Wow.
That bounce.
He should have done the ball, the regular ball. The how do you say it? The quarter circle backwards. The
Fist? It was
Just hit a hole in one, damn it.
that guy just hit a freaking hole in one.
Right, push box reality. So how about that for reality, ass Mike?
Show you reality.
When he's airborne.
Wong's use of reality is like the best I've ever seen. Okay, maybe not the best. Actually, Nemo's use of reality is some of the best I've ever seen. I hope Justin Wong versus Nemo happened at some point during this tournament because I wouldn't mind seeing that. Justin Wong doesn't even play Sentinel. Wow, he just came down swinging with those jump lights. Cable would save this game. There are like many X-Men who could save this game, but Cable is one of them. Cable's one of the main ones. God, where did Spider-Man's health go? He's just dead. Okay, so like one connect isn't enough. That burned the whole bar too. That was a manual level 3. I respect that.
Oh. Yeah. I wanted to see if he wanted another shot.
Bishop?
He's good.
Bishop's cool. There's a lot of mutants they could bring back.
Got rid of the
Or rather, they could add. What's the Japanese one who's like, he's like Firestorm but not. It's like Sunspot or something like that. What's his name?
Oh, we update. We update.
I like him. That didn't kill, what?
I think
He can chip him out with supers before he dies. Even the process of him losing a character will give him bar, and then
pepperoni in my pizza.
Sunfire.
What's too much pepperoni in my pizza?
Yeah, he bit that house with that.
Omega Red would be sick.
Yeah. Now he's betting with on this L right here.
Airborne.
Just give me Colossus, damn it. I don't even want to play Colossus, I just want to fight him. Give me Juggernaut!
That man is gonna, he has a DAC awaiting for me at Marvel. Oh my god. He got a DAC waiting.
Literally, first thing you said coming in was when's DB fighters. Second thing you say is, sucks that Capcom let this game die, it's pretty good. Gambit would be a good character. Nightcrawler would be a good character. Dude, imagine the sheer amount of teleporting on Nightcrawler. It'd be fucking, there would be more teleporting than like fucking Displacer Raiden. That's a cool ender. Pretty sure that Juggernaut is in fact an X-Men character.
My man Venom in
He's not a mutant.
But you should switch that to Arturo. Be like, I want to hit a Venom combo again.
Reminder that Wolverine's first appearance was in a fucking random ass Hulk comic.
Wow. Raw launch. Oh, Oh, flame trap.
Wow.
You can actually punish that though. So it's time for
I guarantee you that Wolverine and
definitely trying to
Ultron, I mean not Ultron, what the fuck? Wolverine and Magneto would sell copies of this game. These are two of the most fucking popular comic book characters.
and he's gonna activate that reality stone immediately. He's trying to open this mind up before he activates it. How do you say it? He's so storm. Ooh. Oh, he's dead. Why?
Those characters have normie appeal.
Oh!
Yo, he hit him with the reuse special.
That man hit him with the kaboom!
We don't know about this game's DLC status,
Hit him with the NBA Jam. Whoa!
but hell, if KOF 14 can get another wave of DLC.
Whoa! Whoa! Let me see the chat, man. Shout out to the chat, y'all.
They just need a fucking wave of X-Men characters. Just have 6 X-Men characters,
Hold on a second.
Armando taking on.
because that would do it.
Taking on. Yo. Captain. Wait to play some Marvel too.
Angelic versus Justin.
Oh, this is money speaking Venom. Oh, the Mambo.
I remember seeing like I used to live in a place where there was an F.A. Schwartz, which is like a big old fucking American toy store. They're actually fucking huge, or at least this one around me was. I think a lot of them are though. But it's a very classic toy store, if you know what I mean.
There's a whole lot of watching going on. Yeah, there's a lot of optimal.
And I remember seeing a action figure for Silver Surfer and thinking it was the dumbest superhero I'd ever seen in my whole life.
He got 102, 3 hits.
I'm like, oh, this is for people who like surfing.
That's like,
It's like a guy. I was like fucking. It was like the stupidest like. It was like the golden monster truck driver, you know. The bronze skateboarder.
putting him in force fed him some power.
It's like generic cool thing, plus like color. I got his background completely wrong. I was like, this guy probably just fucking. Probably whenever I thought he would be like an Aquaman. Like whenever there's trouble at the beach, Silver Surfer comes.
Fed him, man. Try to force feed him that power stone like it was a vitamin or something.
I have nothing to show for my platformer yet.
Alright. Handle it.
I'll talk to artists real quick.
Man, that farts. Alright, how about that?
Hey, man.
Oh, word. Yeah, I can spit out the staff. Oh, try to hit him with that meaty slide. Watch the dome, man. Oh. Toma tu leche.
Toma tu leche. Toma
Toma
tu
tu leche. Toma tu leche sucia.
Coge tu plátano.
I'll show you. I would have been mashing it. Damn, my man is gonna know how to optimize the combos, boy. Hey man, this is what I do, yikes. Hey man.
I'm pretty sure Tekken 7's done pretty well. Pretty sure Guilty Gear has done ridiculously well compared to previous games in the Guilty Gear series. Pretty sure Xrd is like blown it all open.
I will teach you true fear like you on Elm Street. Reality stone.
Nice. This wastes a whole bunch of time. Gets all his charges.
Yeah. Hey man. You know how I've been doing things my way.
7 million. Oh, okay. I was supposed to say 7 million sounds so fucking high.
Oh. That hit from that photo?
3 million copies is a lot. Shit.
Marvel versus Take.
Street Fighter 4 across its entire lifespan didn't sell like. It probably barely sold 3 million.
Is that gonna kill?
Literally across the whole time it was out.
And it's getting comboed. Hey man.
Got two with the quick.
Street Fighter 4 like revitalized the entire genre of fighting games, and it sold 2 million.
What's up?
Actually, when he talks, boy,
Oh, hey, big.
And it was like barely 2 million. 8 across all versions, damn. Are we counting upgrades as different sales? Because I was thinking about like different.
Got the what? Wow, what a scramble. He won it. Still won it. Nice confirm.
That was a lot. Take it back.
Oh! I'll show you ass. El hoyo oscuro. El hoyo oscuro.
The thing about fighting games is that it's like football. In that it's very entertaining to watch, but a lot of people are content with only watching it.
Wow, this man be pressing some buttons.
A lot of people go out and watch fucking Smash Finals, Smash 4 Finals. Okay, probably a lot of people still own Smash 4. Probably most of those people own Smash 4. Smash 4 is the kind of game people probably buy if they're interested in watching it.
Like those. You say you like Mentos.
But a lot of people watch like fucking a bunch of games in the EVO Finals without owning any of the games.
Oh! Dolphins. Dolphin. Victoria Rush. I'll show you. That boy hits it hard. Oh, wow. That's hey, man. This is done his homework.
Anyway, a lot of people watch football, but they don't play it.
Oh, my goodness. He still got drunk, struck off a power still. What a way to dodge the flame.
Fighting games have always been artificially propped up like that. This game right here gets a lot more viewers than it has players. Angelique versus Nemo. I'm pretty sure Justin Wong just got elimed.
Oh, my God. Already got hit.
I think he was in losers.
Oh, he moved under me. Oops, active switch. Oh, get your gunshots out of here. My switch is active. Oh, oh, oh.
Despite what Mr. Wizard might tell you, this game's viewership isn't horrible, but its player base is.
Forgot? Forgot? Oh.
A decent number of people watch this game. No one plays it. How did Nemo get practice? I don't understand. Who's he been playing against? How did he manage to get good at this game at all?
I said I can't lose.
It is hard to do football by yourself. Even if not accounting for pain, it's hard to be a bunch of people.
Hey, man.
But shit, I don't know, basketball. Sports in general. Most people who watch sports don't really play them.
With all the heat, you wanted to stay in your house with the air conditioner, man.
Is Angelic the best?
God damn, that was player one. Player one was only playing.
This team is so cool, and he's
Was the only
owning.
one playing.
He's tearing it up.
Oh, man. Oh. Oh. Wow, cross up zip, no conversion. Oh, he should have hit him with
Dude, we need some like wrestling shit in fighting games. We need like grudge matches. The grudge matches that exist are like some of the most like memorable parts of the whole like genre.
It does have a little bit of
We need like faces and heels in fighting games. And we need like pre-match shit talking and stuff. That would actually make the whole thing get a lot more popular. Viscant versus LTG are like Viscant's like a little known, and LTG like he like mostly became known because of that. Viscant's not a nobody anyway. He's not as prolific as he used to be, but he's certainly not he's not like a super notable person in Street Fighter. And yet the Viscant versus LTG is like one of the most famous moments in like a while in fighting games.
He's gonna so in.
Yeah, he tried overhead already. Oh, good level 3.
Hey man, I gotta keep him honest. Damn, this man is getting hit with some
I
spells.
actually feel like we need a whole bunch of wrestling shit in fighting games.
Here, here. Yeah. You got to clear it. You had to protect the lava. Up 3.
Smart.
Level 3.
All the way through. He has one.
Yep.
He has one opportunity.
Intelligent.
And then next thing, push that. There it is.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't even think
Wow.
no one's bad here.
The only real awesome move right there. You can open up that.
See, man.
And that guy's not even a low.
I
So.
got cleanse on my leg. Look, man. Pretty much what happened is Charlotte just forgot that he know what he never had a block button. Why don't I tell that? Hey, you know like his
Oh,
team
I
always
skipped too much.
he was always mounting offense. Oh, whoa, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Damn, we don't even get to see what started there.
Damn, you know like
This
he had
match starts with an 11 hit combo.
like he had a rough day at work. Oh,
No, assholes are great. We need some assholes.
All that offense Frenchie
We
had.
need some heals in fighting games. That would make everything better.
this is chariot arts.
F-Champ is a good heal. F-Champ is hype whenever he's on stream. If only he could be hype while on commentary. See, like refusing to shake hands. That's pretty great. People talk about that after the fact. They're like, damn, did you see that? Shit like that. People like that.
Level 3.
People like when handshakes don't happen. And that's so minor. Imagine if someone stood up and was like, you're shit.
Nemo looking comfortable right now. Oh, as soon as I speak.
You're a trash, kiddo. That was a good super. Well,
Yo. Sweets.
Hitbox seems to have a lot of enemies. I mean, Hungry Box.
That man stabbed him. Sliced him. Right through the symbiote. I lost my train of
Do
thought.
people hate Jiggly or do they hate him? Or both?
Looked like he just had a bad day. Looked like he just came out of the rain too. Like, yo, I gotta pay attention. Damn. Hey, man.
I think a lot of people got kind of lit up by lack of Abigail knowledge.
Where she's from? What planet she's from?
I mean, no matter what level you're playing at, most people aren't ready to fight like the top level of Abigail. And that was the first tournament where Abigail was a competitively viable character.
That took man like.
I don't even think they necessarily need to nerf Abigail, although we know that they already are.
Oh? Oh, yeah. Slam dunk.
Oh
Dunk.
my god.
Oh.
My
You can do better than this,
Oh my god.
Damn.
but that was pretty
That
nice.
took some health points. He was getting dunked.
I think the other things on the list actually are bug fixes, but the changes to Abigail like absolutely aren't.
Damn, he got no meters to break. He's
I laughed when I saw it was called. They were calling that a bug fix. Shit, dude, that wasn't a bug.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This team looks mad cool.
If being able to cancel Abigail punch to V-trigger was a bug, then you'd be able to cancel it to either V-trigger. That'll make him worse. I don't think Abigail's too big of a deal. Or like he's good now, but I don't think he's better than like Zangief was in season 2. His damage is high as shit, but only with V-trigger 1 in specific contexts. To be honest, the most busted thing I think there is about him is his new light confirm.
Right, Abby. You may know Abby very well. World star.
Gold Ibuki, no idea what to do about super armor. Depends on what kind of super armor we're talking. Are we talking about charge up fierces?
Respect to that man. Actually, pretty good. I'm not even hating.
Abigail, I don't know if Abigail ever had a true touch of death combo.
All right, we are officially in the losers final.
Even against like Akuma with full super and full V-Trigger 1.
No stranger to danger. He came out here to play, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even
I think it still only does most of Akuma's health. Akuma has, Abigail has touch of stun on certain characters.
over there in the background. Street Fighter 5 finals, I think it was.
I don't know if Abigail actually, does Abigail have a conversion into VT stuff?
And cry.
I don't know if lights do.
Damn, yo, you see that bird? I don't even want
Can he do like, I don't think he can do 2 lights into EX Giant Flip. And if he can't do EX Giant Flip, then he can't get high damage off of,
Epic.
no, wait, What does he have? Oh, can he do stand short into activate into Crouch Fierce? Doesn't that work? Because if you can do that, then you can do EX Giant Flip there. I was trying to think of the route to get like VT1 from lights, VT1 combos from lights.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
If it's run, you can actually do like, let's say, a button from Ibuki, stand short, stand strong, something like that, and then cancel its uppercut, and that'll outdo his armor. There's always a chance that you're gonna get parried or something though. Technically, you could hold up forward or do a medium teleport and get behind him, and then you can get a guaranteed punish on him. If you can get behind Abigail, you get a guaranteed punish. Blocking backwards to hit to have him whiff the grab in front of you, or potentially block the overhead, is like something you need to do occasionally too.
Look, he's so scared of the Larry, though. See,
Sometimes you just have to block when he's running at you, but up forward is like a surprisingly good option for every character.
oh,
I think Abigail was one of the most slept on characters last season, but I think the changes do matter. I think he probably went from like mid to I don't know if I want to say mid to top, but I don't think he was high tier before. He might have been. I wouldn't say that.
old active swings. I was waiting to see who was going to get hit with that first. Oh, did it look too fast? Want to lock him in, but it's okay, though. He's about to get the chip off. No.
It's actually, I mean, it depends on when he flips, but most of the time if you hold up forward, you'll get out of the way of the flip. Up forward is a lot better at getting out of the way of the flip than up back or up.
These will be up already. He's still rolling up. He's already up. I've seen him do it sleep in Sky. What happened that? We're gonna do the exhibition in a room, huh? That's what it seems like, yeah.
Well, they dropped it. If you can ever get behind Abigail, don't just punish him. The trick is to dash in after him. As soon as you get behind him, you dash in, dash in, dash in, dash in.
Abbott just sitting there. Trying to see how to find his way out of it. Okay.
As soon as he does anything, you punish what he does. If he does the flip, you follow it in, and then you get a full combo punish. If he does the parry, you wait for it to end, and you crush counter him. If he does the punch or the grab, you just punish that. But if you try and punish while he's still running, he could potentially armor it, or like do the kick and then like get out of the way. So the best thing you can do if you ever jump over him is then proceed to follow him in. Most Abigails run for a really long time anyway, so you also get a ton of corner position. But Abigail can't cancel his run. That's like a really important balancing thing with that character. Abigail cannot make his run safe, like truly safe. He has to do some ender. Even if you just leave him running for a little while, he'll do an ender. I think he does the punch if you just leave him long enough.
Score.
Today's the 6th. Evo stuff gets announced today. This is exciting. I really hope the MVCI is at Evo. That's like my one hope. I can make a wish list right now. It's probably not going to be surprising at all. It's just the big games. I want Street Fighter 5. I want Tekken. I want Smash Melee. I want Guilty Gear. I want MVCI. I want Dragon Ball Fighters. I want KOF 14. That's like my wish list. I don't really care about ARMS. I don't really care about Smash 4, but I wouldn't mind either one being there, I guess.
Where you going? You hear the flesh getting socked?
I wish other old fighting games could get whatever it is that Melee has.
So there's a way you can cross it up after the overhead and stay in front?
Why is Melee the only old fighting game that we're allowed to play?
Sure, that's how Abigail got 8.
Why is Melee the only crowd where it's like, hey, modern fighting games don't do what Melee did, so let's keep playing Melee too? It's not fair. Dante couldn't shake out in time. He definitely had time to shake out. That's just a fuck up.
You should have shot the 3 shots on the ground. Oh my god. And of course towards the end of the storm is when he finally gets hit. That's always a classic. From the top rope.
Melee's a good game. I've played every Smash, casually, at the very least. And I think it's pretty plain to say that Melee has the best gameplay of all the Smash games. To be 100% honest. Although I do like Smash 4's balance a lot more.
He would have not thought of Dante. Dante would have got hit actually. I said Dante. That's my man Dante.
ST's not dead, but I wouldn't call it pretty big. Look at this. I'm always at a loss whenever fucking Gamora players do that shit to me. I'm just like, what do I do here?
Evo still in there. Nice grab.
Okay, I said I played every Smash, but I've never played Project M. I did play Brawl Plus. Remember that shit?
This is gonna be rough bag right here. Oh, this next one is good shooting range. Watch it.
How do you not kill him there? Oh my choke. Who do I play? I play Cup Strider Power.
It's alright. You know what? He deserves it. He deserves it. I know he's. Damn, why would I go for that throw? Are you serious? Damn, I got some work cut out for him. Fight. Man, you are munching away. I see you.
There are no third strike tournaments in the U.S. It's like a side game at like 3 events per year.
That was so sick. I like that setup so much. I'm stealing that. I am stealing that.
ST also has basically no life, but probably just a little bit more life.
Oh, what a setup.
Third strike is generally easier than Street Fighter 4. I don't know why it has the perception of being a really hard game.
Oh, he's killing them with vicious intent.
Almost everything in Street Fighter 3 is easier than stuff in Street Fighter 4. The only things that are really harder are Yun and Urian.
He recovers faster, basically. He gets an extra attack.
Links are actually a lot easier in Street Fighter 3 than 4. Most links are like several frame links, except links to Super, but links to Super have a very, very, very lenient shortcut. There aren't that many links in Third Strike in general, beside links to Super. It's like very rare that a character has like a 1 frame link that's worth going for. Yun has like low strong, like stand short, or like stand strong, stand short, but most players don't even do that. Hit confirms are fairly short in 3, but it depends on your character. Elena's like a character without confirms. Like every single Elena player treats Elena like she doesn't have any confirms at all. It's like theoretically she can confirm low strong into a super, but like no one does it. I don't know why everyone like it. People see parries and think they're hard, but even parries aren't hard at all to do. Like, you know, someone can put you into an end game parry scenario. Why is this so stupid? And then it can be crazy hard to escape, but that's any character can do that. Any character can put you into a super super stupid guessing scenario at the end of the round. People are like, oh, Ryu did meaty fucking. I mean, that's not even a hard parry, but like, let's say Ryu does meaty like stand strong EXDP super or something like that, and you have to parry like 7 times on wake up, and then Ryu can like do low short while you're parrying the super. That is hard to parry out of. I mean, parries? Sonic Panda? Parries are a confirm. Any single parry confirms a super. Everything. It's unsafe. Unsafe is not like a... Every single attack in Third Strike is unsafe. In a sense. Elena's main thing to do after like parrying an attack is low strong into super. And like, what's her next best thing to do? Fucking low strong into EX spin scythe. And what's her next best thing to do after that? Low strong into DP. And her next best thing to do after that is like a car throw. Parry into car throw. Does parry have startup? No. Parry has no commitment whatsoever. Parry starts up in 1 frame. And also it has 0 recovery. The only downside of parry is that if you're parrying forward, you can't parry down, and if you're parrying down, you can't parry forward, and if you're parrying down or forward, you can get tossed. And if you're parrying and option selecting a throw, you'll get parry into throw if you actually get the parry, which is not very rewarding. So the main risks of parry are that you can be wrong, and also that you can be tossed. There's situationally difficult things in Street Fighter 3, but like going for like hard parries, like most things don't need to be parried or require only a single parry. There aren't that many instances of attacks where like, you know, technically speaking, most multi-hit attacks can get fucked up by a red parry. Like if Ken does like stand strong, stand fierce, EX fireball, and you block the stand strong, stand fierce, and the first hit of the fireball, and then red parry the second hit, you can actually punish Ken. And that's hard to do. That's an instance of parries actually being hard. It's like fairly difficult to reliably red parry the second hit of a fireball, two-hit fireball. Especially on reaction to it. But most parries have a 7-frame window, and that's really not hard to hit. Imagine a 7-frame link. The difficulty is knowing what the opponent's going to do. It's not actually doing the parry. The parry is usually pretty easy. But people act like parries are the hardest thing in the universe. Just have a fucking Ryu dummy just throw... What is this? Just have a Ryu dummy throw a fucking Super Hadoken at you. Just practice parrying it. That'll be the parry timing for like 90% of the shit in the game. People act like parries are so hard to go for. But they're really not. It's just being right's really hard. Knowing what you're supposed to be parrying is really hard. But like parrying 3 hits of Ken's hard DP is insanely easy. The trick is knowing when to start parrying. Remember purple ass Hawkeye? I should like make a video that's just like third strike isn't hard. And then explain a lot of the stuff that people do. Like tricks. A lot of people don't know the piano trick. I made like a big old video about how to anti-air in third strike. It's fairly easy. The main trick is block. Most pros, most everyone, just anti-air blocks in third strike. The pushback is really high, so it's really not that bad to like let the opponent in, and throws don't do very much damage at all. So it's not really that bad to get thrown. So most people just hold down back, or up back then down back. Everyone always like everyone acts like that's the most crazy difficult thing to understand, but it's really really easy. It's like that in every fucking anime game. It's like that in almost fucking it's like that in a shit ton of fighters. Everyone's like, it's not fair, I can't anti-air. Yeah. And everyone has this idea that anti-airs are a scenario where they should 100% win 100% of the time. Like their anti-air should just be anything the opponent does. There's no reason it needs to be like that. It's not a bad game if it's like that, but there's no reason it needs to be like that. If anything, a new dimension is opened up once jumps become a viable approach. It's like someone can walk in, they can dash in, they can jump in, and there's risks associated with all of them. It's more technical. Gimlet's not that great of a chip out in this game. He caught him doing Reality Stone or something, I think, there. But you can actually, if someone gimlets you from full screen, you can jump and get out of the way of the gimlet before it hits you. Where's the reward for jumping in? You get closer. It's just a way of moving. If you get a correct anti-air parry, you get like a jumping combo. Well, you can, I should say. Usually it just gets you close. Which maybe you want to be. Generally speaking, it's a disadvantageous matchup. I mean, mix-up to jump in third strike. but it's like not that bad. It's like it like goes to the guy on the ground like maybe like 55% of the time and goes to the guy jumping like 45% of the time.
But not get shot. Somehow.
It's like pretty close. But technically you'd rather be out the guy on the ground in that mix-up than the guy in the air.
There's an arrow for that. There's an arrow for
And that's considering that forward jumps could interrupt something. That's after considering that. But really, like, forward jump is like rarely... Very few attacks in Street Fighter 3 are so committal that a forward jump will punish them.
Taking him to the ball right now.
People don't really throw ground fireballs at all, for example. Very few attacks are jump in punishable.
Now. Oh, this man is getting shot with arrows.
That's really the thing I didn't like about Street Fighter 4 when I first started playing that game, is that you could... Every fireball you threw... Fireballs were such a core part of the game, but every fireball you threw, you were risking a 400 damage jumping combo. That, like, pissed me off. I was like, this is so stupid that someone can randomly jump in and just, like, basically win the round.
flag. No, there's an arrow for that.
No way, Kev. That was an OD confirmation. Conversion, I should say.
I still don't like that about Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. Is the number of attacks that are weak to jumps, and how good those attacks are besides that. It just makes the scenario very, like, do or die.
Oh, he's having difficulty. You gotta put him in the box, put him in the box, put him in the back, baby. There it is. Oh! See how galactic the shots sound?
I made like a big old video on anti-airing at third strike. It's worth a watch. A lot of people liked it.
Character noise.
One of my better videos, to be honest.
Hawkeye? You don't know how to approach and
It's called SF3 primary anti-air.
jump in certain areas, like in certain gaps, and know what to not push block, and what to push block that do. That's
I really don't like the damage of jumping combos. It's as bad in Street Fighter 3, but there aren't that many scenarios that lead to a jumping combo in Street Fighter 3. Some blocked supers. That's like it.
yeah, definitely Hawkeye gotta respect at the beginning, for sure. Once you get that space, that's when you better take over everything.
I did do a video on jump back jab as an anti-air. It's still good. It didn't really get worse. But now with AE's improved anti-airs, a lot of anti-airs that wouldn't hit those kinds of jumps now hit those kinds of jumps. So it's not as necessary as it used to be, but it's still really good. Jump back jab is one of the most slept on things. If you've got an air throw is preferred. And if you've got an air normal that reels, you probably want to do that. Like Sakura has an air throw and she also has jump strong. She's got a launching air normal. If she can do jump back strong, she knocks the opponent over, and then she can immediately get back the ground that she lost due to the knockdown. So, you know. But Sakura's jump throw, for example, actually crosses up, which is quite rare. Which means that even after jumping backwards, she doesn't lose any ground at all. She actually usually gains ground. Going for jump back air throw.
True. You do got a tag button on deck.
Super air heavy characters. I would argue that Viper spends a lot of time midair.
Right now, sitting comfortably at 2-0. That might be a finish.
Let me think about that. Viper's probably the best answer I could give you. Dalsum spends a decent amount of time midair. The V skill. The float. Air teleports. Sim in like a lot of games. Floats a lot. The drills.
Oh!
Ibuki has an air throw too, so you could do a jump back air throw as Ibuki. It's not bad. Jump back jab is still okay, but jump air throw is good too. It's probably usually better. The thing about jump back jab is that it comes out very, very quickly. Favorite Capcom crossover? It's probably legitimately this one to play. But to watch? I don't know.
Storm, give me. Storm, give me.
that it? Nemo win. Damn. I got 45 minutes before I need to be at work. Before I need to start prepping for work, rather. Damn, what's this? Justin Wong, Sanford Kelly, first to 10.
Oh yeah, only for me though.
Marvel 2.
Oh, well,
Sentinel.
But then Iggy, he's right next to me. Well, they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to squeeze out. That's what they're waiting for.
I'm gonna be sleepy at work. CVS 2 is okay. I never played it. It's never been on anything I really... I mean, I've played it, but it's never really been available to me in an online setting. In fact, I don't even know. I think you can play it online now, right? But I think you couldn't play it online until just recently. So I don't even know how people play it if they're not playing online.
Can they hear me? Can they hear me? Can they hear me? Can they hear me?
Oh no, I feel all very low.
Yo, stop.
Um,
You know what's crazy? I just walked in to the conversation. What's going on? Nova Twist and
CVS 2 is decent to watch, though.
you know what you about to witness?
Did it come to Fightcade? I don't remember it being on Fightcade. Yo, when's the fucking actual match start? They're doing this warm-up shit.
No, everybody, I think you ready? Sam, you ready, brother?
I work retail.
Carpet, you name it, we sat on it. Dookie, we sat on it. Pistol hole, what? I'm speaking. No? I just want,
Justin uses Team
and for people that are wondering what system they
Team
play,
Matrix, right?
they're playing on a Sega Dreamcast.
Yep.
Yes.
Sanford Kelly's team. I don't know the name of Sanford Kelly's team. It might just be fucking Team Sanford. Team Santhrax. Might just be the name of his team. Sentinel's top tier. Like, top 2. Storm is also top 2. They're on, like, every team. One or both of them. Cable is top, like, 4. Cable, like, was thought to be really, really... Cable's, like, one of the easiest... Cable's probably the easiest top tier. And, he's got really good screen control and positioning and a decent way to convert combos, and especially he has a super that loops to itself, and it takes like 3 or 4 of them to kill someone from full health. So he can fairly easily get a hit on you and then do a bunch of air hyper viper beams and just kill you. And then Captain Commando has a very, very tall invincible assist. That was it. And Cyclops also has a very, very good assist. It's like a jumping, he like jumps in DPs, and the DP has like Ken range, and it's also invincible. So we've got 2 invincible assists on teams with top tier characters. But Cyclops by himself, Cyclops on point is like a, he's like just a, he's like a high mid tier, maybe a high tier. But he doesn't compete at all with like the top tiers. Like on neutral, like he's useless compared to like Storm or Sentinel. So you really don't want him in ever. You only want him in to get your characters some healing. But like, you know, it's hard to get him out. You have the DHG to get him out. Look at that. That was cool. Iron Man Infinite is, it's the thing about the Iron Man Infinite that most people refer to the difficulty. It's like it has an incoming unblockable. So technically speaking, Iron Man can do an infinite and then get an unblockable on the character who comes in once he kills someone, and then he can do an infinite on that character too. So technically speaking, Iron Man has an infinite that will kill all 3 characters on the opponent's team. Yeah, basically when Captain Commando or Cyclops is better than Captain Commando by a pretty generous margin, I think. But when either of them come in solo, when either of them are on point, they're fucking useless. They're only here for their assists. But like 2 top tiers plus a good assist is like usually better than 3 top tiers, believe it or not. Technically speaking, Cable can also do fairly easy incoming unblockables and then kill the character off of one. But his is a lot more meter intensive. He has to spend a shit ton of bar to do an incoming unblockable and then kill the character from it. He has to spend like 4 meters. Huh? Iron Man Infinite drops after 50 hits.
Oh man, set now.
Is that true? There's no hit stun scaling in this game. Why does it drop?
MVC2. Oh, oh no.
Almost go for the star break. Almost had him. A little too low. Didn't get you out. Okay, had him for a while. Yeah, he needs some heat. He needs speed. Yeah. You gotta go. Yeah.
I thought people just DH'd because they had an excess of meter. The Infinite builds a shit ton of meter, and it's not like you're spending any.
Yo. Hold the bait. The bait. Oh.
Keen Splice.
It's alright though. This is Angela back. She gets
That might go through. Nope, it didn't. I think there's some invincibility on that super.
I'm a black flag. Yes, that's up to John. Yup.
So this is a good example of Captain Commando being in and being useless.
So the psych out?
Yeah, no, just let me trust. That was trying. I wish that was the second. I wish I could.
Well, that was cool. Did the invincible Captain Corridor, then super canceled it.
Oh, that was Hulk. That's the H2O. My man,
Stay down right now.
my man.
Storm has an infinite on grounded Sentinel. I don't know if she has an infinite on air Sentinel. Most characters have an infinite on grounded Sentinel, but Sentinel's still a top tier character. Sentinel has like a shit ton of HP and also permanent super armor. And also he's got big stupid hitboxes.
You hear the jazz? Yo, I'm not gonna front though. Somebody's songs are ass. All right.
No, that's a cool song.
Classic, but somebody's songs are ass. I just want to put an FYI in there. That's why we was rocking customization, right?
Yeah, but now we're in the YouTube era. We get blown up.
We do get blown up. We do get blown up. We gotta rock a classic. This is as esports as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he is thick as a gun, Captain Bolt.
Sanford actually does have the best Sentinel in the world.
Who's Captain? That's the dude from the Matrix when he jumped on the fighting the Samus coming in with the gun, the Gatling gun. That's Captain Bolt. Ooh, see? Oh, this song is fire. This song is fire. Hold on. Trade. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
There's a trick to hitting the button on the earliest possible frame, but I forget what it is.
Oh, there's man. Sanford is flaming him out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh!
Air Hyper Viper Beam.
Hit him with the
He can do another one. He didn't, but he could have.
shot. Are you know this more than me? Oh, here comes Sentinel. Oh, watch Sentinel.
I don't think she was too low or anything.
He was trying to get maximum damage. He smashed that out by mistake.
That was, yeah. He didn't want that DHE. Even if he wanted that DHE, he would have done it later.
People don't know, son. Listen, let me explain something to you. Sanford Kelly won Evo with this team against Justin Wong in '09. People don't know, but this team struck shoot. Justin Wong got to play pretty exceptional. Got to play pretty perfect. Damn, this man's gonna get the tap. All right, bring them in.
Team Scrub. I'm pretty sure this team, Sanford Kelly's team, is very famous for being like 3 of the easiest characters to play well. But Sentinel is tricky enough that, you know, playing Sentinel well and playing Sentinel at a competitive level. Like, it's not too hard to have a competitive Sentinel, but to have a truly great Sentinel, something else. I shouldn't say it like that. It's hard to play Sentinel at all. Sentinel is already better than almost the whole cast when he's played even moderately well. But Sanford is an extremely good Sentinel player. There we go. Solo cycle. This is over. Comebacks like this don't happen. I've only seen this comeback happen one time, and it's one of the most famous moments in this whole game.
Yo, Justin, don't do a psych out. Come back.
He builds a good amount of meter whiffing those jump hard kicks. Oh, punched him. Comebacks don't really happen in this game in general. The main reason X Factor was created was because comebacks don't happen. I wonder how often these two still play each other in this game.
Nemo's in the audience watching.
Yeah, their backs are worn out right now, son. Do you see the angle their spinal cords is aligned? That is because they've been playing all the
Builds meter and hits people with a good assist.
Two apiece. 2-1 on two. What am I talking about? Yo, that is crazy. Nemo is here. He came out here for the exhibition, and Ooh, get opened up, dude. Oh my god.
The floater. Oh, snitch on him. Point the finger. Who was it that did it? Oh no.
Pew.
The microwave. Oh no. Oh no. He got
That's a cool team.
But that is cap. He has the equalizer.
Best at MVC2 2006. That was like right before Street Fighter 4 came out. That must have been when his interests started getting split. That must have been when he still had like a bunch of good opponents. Justin is probably the best overall player of this game. He hasn't had the... No, he probably has had the most general success in this game. There's a few people who have done... There's like 5 people in the world who can play Justin Wong in a way where he actually like has to try. Justin Wong is like so good at this game. He's like on a completely different level from like almost every other player. And from what I've seen, Justin Wong knows how to play just about every character in this game, even the non-functional ones, which is most of the cast.
You know what? I like the horn.
My alarm's going.
That's the tower of power I was telling you about, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, scimitar.
Sanford would be another candidate for best player ever of this game, though. Which is why this is a pretty great exhibition.
Yo. Oh, you saw this game?
Yeah, he's out of it. He's cake.
I want to see a fucking...
Ice on the floor.
I want to see a double snap back. That's my favorite shit in this game, is every time I see one of those.
So that actually is comfortable. Hold on, though.
Stay right there for a minute.
Show me the double snaps. Look at all this meter. Some wild shit's about to happen. That might be it. He might just kill the assist. Yup, he's going for it.
He's gonna spin all the meter? Of course he is. No. Yeah, yeah.
Yup.
You're right.
Spent 4 bars to just kill. That's the infinite. That's the Hyper Viper Beam infinite. It's really meter intensive, but it's like a free kill on any character. The thing is, it's safe, and like you can not only do it on point characters, you can do it on assist characters, like we just saw there. Justin had like a super. I don't know if it was possible at all for Justin to save Cyclops there. And now he doesn't have Cyclops. He doesn't have a good assist. Oh, he covered that? Really? Tagging is real unsafe in this game. Every time I've ever seen Sanford versus another Sentinel with both Sentinels flying around, Sanford's come out on top. Sanford does super, super well in Sentinel mirrors. Sanford Sentinel's something else. I've seen decent use of both Akuma and Ken in MVC2, but I wouldn't run both of them. Let's put it like that. Especially not in matches where you're having teams like these, because these teams are just something else. I feel like you could have a team with like a Ken on it and do well against a common man playing one of these teams, like just a general good player. Ken's not like fully non-functional. Akuma either. I don't know about Ryu. But both Ken and Akuma can if you run one of them, they can maybe play at this high level. Shit, dude. One of the better players of this game played 2 Wolverines.
You're gonna tell me you didn't do guard breaks with Sentinel? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course. No, I'm saying what makes the game super cheap is the garbage. That's all I'm saying.
Dhalsim is the only character on Capcom's side who has an 8-way dash, and 8-way dashes are really, really stupid. But Sim is really hard to play. The actual best Capcom character in terms of tournament results is probably fucking Captain Commando. Or, maybe Strider. Dawson's pretty sick in combo videos, though. I don't care if he's only good for his broken ass assist. That's enough to make him good. That's enough to make him better than almost the whole Capcom side. Love that combo. Oh, he dropped it. This is like long over. I bet Sanford's not even fucking playing. Picking your whole team after every match. I saw a team with Bison on it. Bison has some interesting stuff. He's not a charge character in this game, which is a fucking nice thing, since charge characters in this game are shitty. I've seen his combo routes. Morning. There was never any attempt in any Marvel game prior to 3 to make grapplers good. It's just like, hey, let's make a big slow character and give him command grabs and call it a day. In like every Marvel game prior to Marvel 3, grapplers are shit. And even in Marvel 3, like, they didn't really try and make command grabs, like, I don't know, good. Grapplers are usually good for reasons that aren't really related to their command grab. Such as She-Hulk low A back in Vanilla. Such as Hager's Lariat. I want at some point during this set a fucking double snap to happen. They're both playing real smart about, like, not letting it happen to them. Anakaris has good meme value. He's actually a really good character from what I can tell. But not good enough, but still extremely good. Anakaris is another character who I think could work at a high level. But as long as you had like 2 top tiers supporting him. Oh yeah, did I mention the chip of that is pretty good? And there's no good way to avoid the chip. Double snap is when you use a snapback and it hits 2 characters. And then the combo protections don't apply to an assist character. Only to a point character. So you can do repeated launches to just kill an assist character from full health. Basically, if you snap 2 characters at once, you get a free kill on the assist character. Yeah, I think Anakaris has like an infinite with his curse. And he has a very, very strong team hyper combo. I think he has some other nice features too. Air, Hyper, Viper Beam. I don't think he says air. I think he just says Hyper Viper. Hyper, Viper. This is already a pretty intense set. Jazzy ass soundtrack to this game. Love that fucking piano riff. Probably inaudible to you guys. You got that fat ass beam super Cyclops, and then you've got a little one you can steer that does almost the same damage. Free movement before the round starts is pretty cool, and we see it literally in like current Marvel. MVCI still has that. It's very easy to balance around that range, round start range. If you can freely move before a round, and if someone holds forward and their character is better up close, then either you make it so the other person holding back can stay away, in which case, you know, it doesn't really matter, you can move too much. You can actually get closer to the opponent even if you want to. Or you make it so you can start close, which is pretty strong. I feel like there's been another fighting game that does it, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. I got a comment. This is good. As a guy who says Old Maple is so perfect, I somehow enjoy you ripping my religion apart savagely subscribed. That guy's going to be disappointed when he finds out that I'll never upload Maple Story videos. Oof. That spin stun, was that up from a tag? Spin stun is basically only inflicted by tags in this game, to my knowledge. When you get hit by a tag, you get launched really, really high, and the opponent has a long time to juggle you. However, when you block the incoming tag, it's very unsafe and punishable. That punish! That was some smart shit. Oh, he dropped it, though. I think the ground one is unsafe. That looked like a punish. The air one can be made. The recover cancels as soon as he lands. So if you tag or knee them, they're like safe. Yeah, there we go. That was a tag, and it was unsafe, and that was a punish. Look at these fucking shitty ass assist characters just chilling on the screen. Yeah, that punish. Sanford Kelly always finds the hits. Hi. Remember how you could fly and then block while flying? I remember. That alone, like the removal of that was what made these two characters like relatively balanced in Marvel 3. That was one of the stupidest things in this game. being able to block during flight.
My butt cheeks clench. Watch it. Cheeks white. Cheeks my white. Come on. Oh my god. Counter right now.
Oh my god, this is close. 8 seconds. He needs to kill Sentinel. There we go. Now we can win. Sanford can win too.
There it is. Oh, wow.
Sanford, I think, will probably win this.
Wow, what a way to kill time. What a way to kill time. That was smart. What a match. That was some smart stuff.
Keeps giving me a forever single. Just pick it up. Just pick up the forever single title from the fucking guy. Or get married. Those are your two options.
Actual factual facts. God,
That's so stupid. I can't believe it's still like that. Remember when they added titles? And everyone automatically gets the title for not being married because no one's married?
that is the gift and the curse of the marbles on the deck of musings. The foundation, your legs will get numb. And your back will get worn down through time.
I like air blocking in general. Adds a new dimension to the game.
Oh, actually, I'm too far from the camera at the moment. Unfortunately, yeah.
Lets there be mid-air fights and stuff. Street Fighter 3 is probably my favorite I've ever played of a fighting game in terms of air movement. In that your air defense is noticeably worse than your ground defense, but it's not so bad that you can't jump. But you'd really rather be able to block rather than parry if you could help it. That combo's so good. That's a very, very good DHC. His team's out of order though.
Wong looking like Stone Cold Steve Austin right now. Some of the mud hole.
Air dodging. Like Smash? Games where you can air block air normals but not air block ground normals. That shit is okay. It's not bad. I think a lot of anime games do a system like that. Guilty Gear has something like that, I think, right? BlazBlue has something like that. Alpha has something like that.
David has great defense. Overall, even though he got opened up right now, still. The fact he's blocked that long.
They made an air block animation for every character in Street Fighter 3, even though air blocking isn't a mechanic in that game. But you can turn it on with dip switches. Fun fact.
You got enough leg, baby? Not yet? How about you, Sam? Oh, he's focused. That man is hearing marble buttons. Yo, the way Sam Kelly matches the monster sounds like he's shooting AK. Sound like he's shooting an AK-47. Right, let's continue on with the madness. Make some noise, chat, if y'all like it, what y'all see. Hit the button. Police.
Very smart viewers, man.
Damn, son.
I mean, it's pretty.
It's pretty. Cheeks white. I'm cheeks white. Jean is the man in the relationship. She's the one that turns Dark Phoenix. Cheeks my white. Oh,
They also made a different super motion for every single super in the game, so that you could theoretically have all three of your supers at once in Street Fighter 3. And that's also nowhere in the game, but you can turn it on with dip switches. You can make it so you have access to all three of your supers all the time. And then they all have like motions. I don't know, or else off the top of my head. It's like down forward, punch for the grab, down back, punch for the stones, down forward, kick for the fireball, or something like that. For the most part in Street Fighter 3, every single super is down forward, punch, and occasionally down forward, kick. And there's like no other super motions besides that. Hugo has a 720, Alex has a 360. And that's pretty much it. Almost every single super motion is the same motion. They played with a lot of ideas in Street Fighter 3. And a lot of them are present in the game's files, especially for the console version, where they played with even more. Air blocking was made for the console version, I think. I don't think it's in the game's files for the arcade version. The dip switches in Street Fighter 3 are really interesting because it's all the ideas they played with.
Where did my blockable? Stop. For people that don't know how the unblockable works,
There are some really wild dip switches too. The one I like to bring up is you can actually turn off jumps. You can make so hitting up does nothing.
that rhymes.
Yeah, all Justin did was run away, man.
Suddenly Remy's top tier.
Snapback. I was so smart. Smart on a normal jump. Man, my man.
I'm like, oh my god, would you like stop it? Stop. Was that like a peck? That was. Ooh. That's definitely what it was. Yeah.
I mean, you can also turn off parrying, and you can turn off blocking. You can also increase the window for the parry timing, or decrease it. You can have parries that are all like 2-frame parries, or you can have parries that are all like 10-frame parries, which is pretty funny. You can change the length of supers. You can change the number of bars required to super. Or like rather, you can change how many super stocks you have.
Oh my goodness. He's a place in the. Oh, that was almost good. That's game almost got those. Stop running past the guy. Oh my god. Don't call it as a down attack. Oh my goodness. Even if you would have blocked the super throw, that would have been a safe.
One of the ones is turning on air blocking though. I don't think he has the meter to kill. It might kill. Good lord, it did. I should have believed. I was like, I don't know if 4 will do it, and it did. I feel like there's a really hilarious tip switch I'm forgetting. There's some funny ones. The thing about Online Edition is that they were discussing whether or not it should have balance changes. No, there's no big head mode. Nothing can change the graphics. And the one thing they could not, like, KO from dashing what? They could not decide if there were going to be any balance changes, and they eventually decided against. But there was one balance change they very, very strongly considered putting in OE, and it was got him. Nice, hit the assist. It was meter build from with normals. Yeah, specials into specials. That one's really cool. You see that one in a lot of the directional combo videos. If you whiff a normal, you don't get any meter from it. That was very nearly implemented to OE, and at the very end they decided to give an arcade perfect port, and they added a dip switch to make it so you don't build meter from whiff normals. The thing about with normals building meter is that it's not particularly busted, it's just that it's a trait shared by a lot of top tiers. It's like there's other really busted mechanics in the game, but the other busted mechanics are on low tiers. Like Aura without unblockables is still probably like high, and Urian without unblockables is garbage. But like, if unblockables were on like Chun-Li, you better believe they would have removed unblockables. The thing about like whiffing normal to build super meter though is that it's technically present on every character, but it tends to be really bad on the low tiers and really good on the high tiers. Even though it's not too stupid of a mechanic, it's just it would be a general nerf to high tiers without really touching low tiers. That pickup was weird. J1 killed the assist. He can technically win this, but it's so hard. You have to like rapidly. You can't shoot straight in that direction, so you've got to rock back and forth between two directions to hit that angle. Justin Wong did it like perfectly. I'm glad they didn't make that change, but I would have been okay with that. I wish they'd made more changes. I wish they'd actually had a balanced patch. Street Fighter 3.4. It would be a good change. It would make the balance of the game better. I say that as Oro though, and Oro is like one of the slowest characters in the whole game at building normals, or building meter from whiff normals. Like literally like bottom 5. Like bottom 3. It would nerf Yun, it would nerf Chun-Li, it would nerf Dudley, it would nerf Ken, it would nerf Ryu. It would nerf most of the good characters without really touching... Ooh. The bad characters too badly. And it would also make the game more rushdown and less dolly. So overall, it does good things. It would nerf Necro, but it would nerf Yun. It would make the Necro-Yun matchup easier. It probably nerfs Yun the most, realistically. Yun builds meter the fast. Yun builds meter already like as fast as Chun-Li, but his super bar is much shorter, and he's much more stupid once his super is up. It's very easy for Yun to literally only attack with Genaging up, which is very stupid. Cable's projectiles are super good. Justin can't like DHC out because he doesn't have enough meter, so he's just trying to actually get a kill. He was trying to, I saw that. He's trying to get a kill on Captain Commando before he could recover. Sanford sniffed it out. This comeback is possible, but it's yeah, it's gonna be hard. You mean like at the end of Genasian combos? Because you already can't build meter while doing Genasian. Yeah, Yun can get like about like maybe 3/8. Yun can get like 3/8 of his Genasian back for his ender. It's pretty good. KO ender. Builds like almost half of your meter back. That's a big deal. Stand hard kick, super jump cancel, instant air, hyper viper beam. Yun, like, they could remove Genajin and Yun would still be like a high mid, or even high. Yun's like safe in his position. Yun has other good supers, and has like good general tools. What they would probably do is just make like super. If they rebalance the game, they probably wouldn't touch Gennadian. They'd probably just make it so it doesn't have super priority all the time, and then they'd probably make it so the bar is like fucking his super one bar. You actually have to hella pay for it. The really dumb thing about Gennadian that actually makes it unfair as hell is how much it helps his neutral. That team hyper combo. Just Wong actually fucking saved Cent. Just Wong's team is so weak, but he could still easily win this. He could still lose. It's not like guaranteed now. If Captain Commando manages to kill a character, if he manages to kill Storm, then he can he'll be alright versus Cyclops, and then it's 1v1 versus Sentinel. That punish. That's smart as hell. That was a good punish. Just Wong was right about to get, like, right about to lose the set. He made the clutch ass punish. He got a guaranteed win when Sanford went for the kill on the assist. And he saw it and he took it. That's a good shit. I'll be a sleepy boy at work today. We're not seeing it that much, but Storm is actually really wild for her ability to stall in this game. Storm can just fly really high up and just wait and zip around and build meter. She can do a bunch of air hard kicks with the zips. Just build meter for free. She can stay midair for a pretty long time. That was a good kill. Cyclops is not horrible here, but I like the swap. Now he's a lot better off. Now he's like just winning. He didn't have the meter. He didn't have the meter. That's the combo there. You need that super. Oh, he had a punish to kill Sentinel. Alright, now we got it. This is like not... This is really hard to win now. Yeah, he can like block while attacking, and then he can get full combos from those. The fucking super. There's really truly nothing to do about a Gennadian Yun like walking up to you and making you block low shorts and then command grabbing you. There's genuinely like no way out of that. You just have to hold the command grab. It's not like jumping out of the command grab does anything for you. I should like that. I enjoy the AAAs. I mean, it's not like Gennadian is skillless, it's still very technical. And it's kind of hype that people... I enjoy that people get hype for people hitting Gennay combos, even though everyone knows that Gennay is stupid. Justin is turning this around. This is like unwinnable.
Say the mid lane.
Sanford just put down the stick.
Listen, man, when you're stuck against a top-tier player and you only have commando left, just let go of this switch. That's not even a rage. Now, that is a respectful switch. He said Matei. He said Matei. He said Matei. He said, say it! Say it! Say it! See the monsters?
Dead Strike is a game where like good players still do work. Dead Strike is like on. It's no doubt it's dominated by like tiers, but you know the people who end up winning the tournaments are playing. They're usually playing top tiers, but they're also playing hella good. If you're a good player, you'll usually win despite tier in Third Strike because the skill ceiling's so high. It's like dominated first by skill and then by tier. But, you know, a lot of people play the top tiers, including most of the best players in the world. And the tiers are bad enough that you can occasionally, you know, outplay someone and still get counterpicked. Cyclops is bleeding. Storm is, I think Storm is considered to beat Sentinel. Sentinel's really good, but I think when both of them are on the screen, Storm is like considered to have a noticeable advantage.
So deep.
Jesus Christ! That's a wall! We're going to 9-9!
Wow.
Oh! Hit timing! You know how many
I was about to say where's the DHE, but he didn't have the bar. I like the color-coded super meter in this game. What color the super is, what color the super meter is what bar you're building. Empty meter's empty. It's like red bar is 1, then I think blue, I don't remember. I think blue is bar 4, yellow is bar 5, red is bar 1, I don't remember. But it's color coded. And that's nice, that's fun. It is red then blue. Red then like teal. Then orange. It's like dark blue. And then like gold. I think. Ugh, that tag. That was a super risky tag. But he got hit out of the tag immediately. Just Wong needs to hit a lot. And not get hit a lot. That was a punish, but he didn't have a combo. Well, he probably did have a combo, but he didn't get the combo. He was in the wrong position. Storm is bleeding, man. Yeah, this is gonna kill Storm. This is shitty. I can't see this happening. It's possible, but I don't see it. He actually could have done that sooner. That was nice.
Too much. Shot. Yep.
Sentinel is. This is possible, but it's so shitty. I don't see it happening. I think this is over. This one's super close.
This matchup bad, ladies and gentlemen. This matchup bad. Hurry up. Man, throw this Sentinel to the recycling bin. It's a wrap. Pack this shit up. Justin, I love you, man, but that man gets shot. He gets shot.
Yup.
That was a good set.
Good shit.
Man, he holds the
Alright, I gotta start prepping for work.
that was an
I'm supposed to be there in less than an hour. It's been fun.